Today I'd like to tell you how we make yogurt. We make our own yogurt about a gallon at a time, and it's really great. It has only what I know is in it with no extra preservatives, and it's really simple. All you need is a few simple items you probably have around your home and a gallon of milk and a little bit of yogurt starter. So let's get started. To begin with, you're going to need milk, enough clean containers with lids to hold your milk, and then you're going to need yogurt starter. You can buy any kind of small package of unsweetened live bacteria yogurt. Then you'll need a thermometer, a whisk, a rubber scraper, and a cooler that will fit all of your containers. You also need a heavy bottom pan. I start by pouring the entire gallon of milk that I have. You could use a smaller amount of milk. You don't have to make a gallon of yogurt at a time, but we do. Into the heavy bottom pan, and then I put the lid slightly ajar and I put it on low heat. And then I put my thermometer in and I heat it up until it's over 180 degrees. Meanwhile, I fill the gallon container with water that is about 110 degrees in temperature. If your faucet isn't that hot, you'll have to heat it, but that's how I fill it. This water is not going to come in contact with your yogurt, so you don't have to worry about washing the gallon out or anything. And then what we're going to do is incubate the yogurt bacteria for a few hours, and this gallon of water is going to be our heat source. We put it into the cooler, and I put it in right away as soon as I start cooking. Here, it's not quite there. Oh, look, it's over 180, so let's turn it off. And I stir it up to get the film off of the top of it. And then I basically leave it sit with the lid off, stirring occasionally for about 45 minutes until it cools down. The ideal temperature for yogurt is between 100 and 110. When it's below 110, I add my yogurt starter in. This right here was left over from the last batch of yogurt I made, but you could use a fresh yogurt starter from the store. Just make sure it's unsweetened and has live bacteria. If you add the yogurt starter too soon, you can kill the bacteria. It really only lives below 110 degrees. I have killed yogurt before like that, and it's just a waste of milk. It's terrible. So here I am adding it to my 4 containers. We make a lot of yogurt because I notice it makes a lot of difference in my children's health. When my kids were really little, they honestly vomited a lot, and I had problems all the time with runny noses. And then someone told me about how active bacteria in your system can help fight and help your immunity, and they suggested giving them active culture yogurt. And so I started doing that really regularly, and I've noticed a huge difference in how often my children are sick and how often I have to clean up messes in the middle of the night from sickness. So here I've got my 4 quarts of fresh, hot milk that will become yogurt. And I have canning jars and one actually mayonnaise jar, and these lids I got at a canning supply store, and I love them. And then I've got my 4 quarts of edible yogurt. I also have my 1 little pint of starter for my next batch. And then I put them right into the cooler, which has been warming up from the gallon of milk ever since I started the milk heating. And here we go. All 4 quarts. And my little pint. And then I add the thermometer, just so that I can keep an eye on it. And then I close the lid, and I wait about 3.5 or 4 hours. If you wait too long, sometimes the water will separate into whey. Or I don't think it's actually whey, but it does separate. And here we are. It's 4 hours later, and the thermometer is going to read about 85 degrees. It's lost that much heat, which is not actually that much, for 5 hours. But this is what the yogurt looks like. And honestly, it looks kind of soupy and liquidy here and a little clumpy, because it's warm. It's still really 85 degrees, but when you put this into the fridge, it's going to be a really good consistency, nice and thick and creamy. We make smoothies with it to no one's business, and my kids love to make popsicles with it. And that is how you make yogurt. It's pretty foolproof as long as you watch your temperatures. It's the most important thing. Have a good day. If you make yogurt using this tutorial, let me know. I'd love to know how it turns out. Bye!